belly, and so I'm reversed to you, so you want to go up the right and down the left, and up the right, and down the left. This you can do every single day. Actually do it every morning, rubbing oil on my body every morning. So you're getting everything circulating here. You're igniting prana as you rise and the downward force of prana as you descend down the left. And then let the hands come to the sacrum. And if you feel better bending, folding forward a little bit, you can. Just like rub the sacral joints, low back. And then come a little bit to standing, make tiny little fists. So you're getting stagnation out of the lungs. Can you tell I like doing that? Out of the lungs. So you can go So you're also stimulating the kidneys, which I had you guys do yesterday, unless you're too shy to do it. Be careful when you're on the kidneys there, because they're sensitive, And then from here, come back down. You can go harder or softer, but hit out the fear that is holding you back from moving forward. And then from there, bring the hands to the heart and just gently, softly. It's really your sternum if you want to go on the heart. But that center ball of light in the center of the rib cage. Give yourself love, compassion, and the courage to move forward, and as you ignite your inner body to stay living in the light as much as you can. And then soften the heart, let the hands just come to the side, shake them out. Move the shoulders, move the head, move the hips. Can you try to circle the hips and the skull, and notice their relationship to each other? So you might circle the hips a bit, feel the rib cage, let the head. So you're stimulating all of these energy centers, pelvis, ribs, skull, and notice, so think, that the arms are just there. Can you get into the core of your body? So that you're moving from these centers, these balls of energy, in the middle of the pelvis, in the middle of the rib cage, in the middle of the head. So we start igniting and warming up the spine from that deep center. Changing rhythm a little bit. If you're always fast, move a little slower. If you're always going one way, go the other. Don't get dizzy. So feeling your body from the inside out. And then slowly rise to center. Spin the palms back. So inhale, root through the feet, unfurl the arms. Exhale, press the palms down. Again, inhale, soften your connection to the earth. You can come to the top of your mat. If there's a neighbor in front of you, you can always just do that. Inhale one more time all the way up. And exhale. Good. So feet are somewhat hip width distance. Come right to the top of your mat. Take a breath in, unfurl the arms. As you exhale, this fire flame mudra into Utkatasana, Inhale, soften, deepen the groins. So I'm gonna go through the 7 core cues pretty much for the class. So bear with me and absorb and let it feed you. Widen out the sits bone. So can you feel here a neutralization? Is there any extra tension holding here? Lift the toes, lengthen out the sits bones, Y wave. Deepen the groin. You might feel a lengthening of the front body lifting in and up. A sweep of the low back spine in and up. Can you find that connection, skull to tail? The breath, visualize those 3 grunties, those 3 suns. Inhale here, exhale, lion's breath. Good. Inhale, bend, neutralize. As you exhale, unfurl. From your core, unfurl the arms. Inhale, find your expression. Exhale, all the way down, lion's breath. Release the hands. Inhale, come into a small flat back. Your fingers might be on your shins. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Continue the exhale and unroll the spine, pelvis, ribs, skull. Always centering those 3 suns. Inhale, unfurl the arms, Urdhva. Exhale, lion's breath. Good. Inhale again, lengthen the spine, flat back, your variation. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Keep exhaling. Feel the deep core line, soft tissues igniting as you unroll the spine, pelvis, ribs, skull, suns align. Full breath in. Exhale, all the way to the ground. Interlace the fingers, maybe in the way that you don't normally. And from here, micro bend the elbows. Let the spine sway side to side. Knees are bent as your spine drapes over the thighs. Can you release the neck? Let the brain relax, tongue, jaw, relax it. From here, hands come to the floor and slowly bring yourself down into all fours. So you'll slide your legs out in front of you and reach the toes, fingers up towards the sky. So reaching, lifting the head and shoulders off the earth, and play with the rhythm a bit so we don't get stuck in the same old pattern. Find that staccato. You might listen to the music and you're moving slower, move faster. If you're moving faster, tone it down. So you're working different muscles, different tissues, different reactions. We have twitch muscles and we have fast twitch. So we want to have both of those because sometimes we need to move quickly, sometimes we need to be agile and stealth. Good. Bring the hands behind the thighs as you exhale, roll up. Full breath in. Exhale, curl your way back. Notice as you're rolling back that the shoulders stay away from the ears. As you're rolling back, can you keep your heels, knees, and hips in alignment? So there's still the capacity for the Y wave to happen even as you're doing this. Water wheel back one more time. Inhale, exhale. And then you'll balance on the sits bones. Good. Amazing place to feel Y wave, right? From here, fingertips come to the earth. Squeeze the big toes together. And as you inhale, long legs. So you're activating that deep core line. Exhale. Sits bones root down. Can you feel the psoas and lumbar wave here? Because often we might tuck under. So what can you do to alleviate the psoas wave and get a little more lumbar spine? Yeah, without sticking out the chest, then we soften the heart. Inhale, long line. Exhale, coil in. Good. You can visualize the Ujjayi breath, stoking that belly flame. Do you need a bonfire or a little ember? One more time, inhale long, exhale. Bring yourself to one hip. Squeeze this side body, so we're getting into right? We just did our rectus. We're getting into more of the superficial core muscles. So you're containing this side body. So you're kind of bringing your hips toward your ribs. So you're getting into QL, the transverse. So lift and lower and explore fluid limbs as you keep contracting this side body. Really on one hip. Different than if you're on both hips. And then come back through to center, full breath. Reset on the other side and observe your breath. So inhale, root down, rise. And exhale, fluid limbs. Your core has got you. If you can't feel this contraction, touch it. You might put one hand on the ground, right? So you can bring your mind into those muscles. Good. Come back through the center, take a full breath. Exhale, feet on the ground. Come to your belly and into a sphinx pose. Pull the elbows in gently towards the hips so that the tailbone is still lengthening back and the heart is reaching forward without overextending. We're connected into the earth so we're not sinking. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, anchor the toes. And exhale, lift in and up. Pelvic floor and higher. And then inhale again here. As you exhale, you might lengthen the legs or not. So instead of just a forearm plank, we're going to do a rounded spine forearm plank. So the pelvis stays where it is, and you're puffing out the space between the shoulder blades. That's usually, this action will get your transverse abdominis. So when we usually say navel to spine, it's the transverse that we want. So we're just awakening, going a little bit deeper into the core here. Full breath in. And as you exhale, lower the knees and the pelvis. Open the front body again. Feel that nice stretch from the contraction that just occurred. Another breath in here. As you exhale, anchor the toes. And instead of just thinking like I'm lifting my pelvis, press everything into the ground to find that rebound. Ground reaction force. Lengthen the legs. From here, bring your big toes together. You'll spin on the outer edge of your left forearm. So you'll turn your left forearm parallel with the front of your mat. Legs are stacked, one foot above the other. Right arm reaches high. You might lower the left knee to the earth. Inhale, reach the right fingertips towards knee, so bicep comes to ear. Exhale, you'll circle the arms towards the side wall and back down. So inhale, arm up overhead. Exhale, I call it the horizon. Arm moves forward, shoulder height, and back towards toes. Yeah. Inhale, long line. Exhale. You'll do one more time. Good. From here, the arm will scoop back down. And same thing, other side. So you're getting a psoas, Diablo Asana, activation as you spin to the outer edge of your right foot, reach the left arm high. So press into the earth with everything that's on the floor. And that side body that we just awakened a few moments ago, which is your right side body, lift it in and up. And a few of these arm circles, however many you get on the other side. Not super important. You do 4 or 5 on each side. And then the last one, full breath in, sweep the arm back. So in your position here with arms parallel to each other, take a lift onto your toes and exhale to the other edge. So the pelvis is lifting a bit so you can get this nice activation of your psoas muscles, connecting from hips, thigh bones, all the way up to around the 12th thoracic solar plexus. Come back through to center. Feet hip width, lower the knees. Diablo Asana, that's why it's called that. Now I know why. Release the pelvis, chest, pelvis to the earth. Hands clasp again. maybe in the opposite way we did before, if you can remember. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Lift into your locust. Take another breath in. Can you move from your breathing muscles? Shape change of the belly will lift you. Shape change of the belly will rock you forward. Good. Release. Is it Saturday? Saturday morning cleansing. Forehead on that little pillow of your hands. You might rock the pelvis a bit side to side or just stay still. If you need to sigh, don't lick your mat. Almost did. Good. From here, take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, begin to lift, activate your spine. So those suns in the pelvis, ribs, skull will illuminate so that the limbs are the rays of the sun. So your gaze can go around, back, forward, and then observe your movement patterns. Are you always doing the same thing? Are you always moving in the same rhythm? Can you change it up? So you're rewiring your muscle tissues. So rewiring muscle tissues might also affect, because everything is connected, the state of our mind. Come back through the center. Maybe forehead to hands, connecting with that sun grunty. Let the hands come beside the low ribs and press your way on an exhale all the way up and back into a child's pose. Root through the fingertips, sway the spine. So you might bring a little more weight to one heel and then the other. Lift the elbow open. Your gaze also under the arm of the bent elbow. Finding movement in between the pelvis, ribs, skull, making space there for the spine to move, breathe, live, and provide us with our life force energy. Come back through the center. As you inhale, like a tidal wave, takes you forward. As you exhale, inhale forward, exhale, inhale wave, exhale. Stay in child's pose. Full breath in here. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale in child's pose. Exhale, wave forward. Inhale back. Exhale, wave forward. Inhale back. Last time. Inhale. Good. Come all the way forward into your all fours. Anchor the toes. From here, inhale, micro bend. Exhale, reach the sits bones back and wide. And then press into the earth with four corners of the palms. Feel energy rising from big toe, baby toe, inner arches, sweeping inner thighs, back of calves, inner knee, inner thighs, out and up the psoas wave, lumbar wave. So low front sacrum and low front spine and low back sacrum and low back spine. From there, reaching all the way up along the spine and out the tongue. From palms to core. Maybe bend one knee and the other, alternating, stretching out back body. Lift the heels. We'll take a twisted dog. Say bring your heels to the left, knees to the right. You'll slide your right arm, hand down towards the back of the mat and all the way up and open. And then you'll spin towards the other side. Bend, slide the left hand back, and eye track as you watch your hand moving in space. So the point is not to do a side plank, but to connect from earth to core to expression. So you're illuminating these suns, pelvis, ribs, skull. And again, pelvis, ribs, skull. You're getting a heart opening, a hip opening, a side body opening. And the last one, back through to downward facing dog. Then the knees inhale. As you exhale, wave forward into plank pose. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, bring yourself forward, shoulders higher than elbows, lower pelvis to the earth and then the chest. Widen the fingers slightly diagonal. Good. And, make sure again that you have enough space to lift. Take a breath to the belly. Exhale from pubic bone, psoas wave pulls you in and up, and lumbar wave. Inhale deeply. You imagine your ribs are fish gills. Take another grab and exhale and roll. So you'll move with that 2 more times. Inhaling on the earth, exhaling to rise. Inhaling your expression. Your legs are active behind you. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, Y wave out. So from your feet to your pelvis, to your rib cage to the skull. The elbows in your cobra spin under. So the shoulders, support the opening of the heart. As you exhale and roll. Bring the hands by your low ribs, roll the shoulders back. As you exhale. Call it spatula asana sometimes. Like a spatula just peeled you off your mat. And then inhale, knee bend down dog, exhale, lion's breath. Draw the big toes together. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, right leg reaches high, full breath in. Inhale, lower the right foot to the floor. Take another breath in here. As you exhale, left foot rises to the sky. Inhale deeply here. And as you exhale, coil the knee to your nose. Hover there a moment. Inhale, press the left heel high. Exhale, draw the knee to the elbow. Inhale, press and reach the knee, heel. Exhale, draw the knee in. Good. Step the left foot forward to the top of the mat. Root through the right fingers. You might stay there or lower to the palm. If you need more height, it's either fist or fingertips. Bend the back knee, full breath in. Exhale. Pull the dark sun out of the earth and let it radiate towards the sky. Inhale, sweep the arm back and down. Exhale, pulling the sun out of the earth from darkness to light. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Circle the arm back and down. Come through to your low lunge. So I just brought my foot in a little bit because that felt comfortable for me, so I can get the Y wave out. So neutralizing, Y wave, grounding wave to psoas, lumbar, unroll and unfurl the arms. Take a breath in and exhale, fold forward. So we're going to do that again. Bend the knee. Inhale, Y wave, lengthen through spine. Exhale, you might walk the hands up the thigh as you lift up through this low front spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Release the fingertips to the floor. Soften again. Neutralize. Get present. Inhale, wave through the spine. We have the Y wave. Psoas lumbar, lifts, supporting front to back. Then we have this axial extension. All the suns are aligned, and you find your expression. The back leg might lengthen a bit, but does it throw out the front body or compress the SI? You might just stay here. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Spin towards the right side of your mat, and play with either rolling onto the inner foot. Notice that you're not forcing the feet either in an external, internal rotation. You might have heels slightly in, arms to the side. You might sweep that top arm overhead, so we're getting a nice side stretch here. Can you still feel that the pelvis, ribs, skull are aligned? Aligning the 3 suns to set that ripple effect of your actions, thoughts, words. Come through to center, draw the heels towards each other. Hands walk up the thighs. Good, take a breath in. Widen, deepen the hip creases. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, lengthens you, creates space for something to happen. Exhale, action happens. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through the center. Exhale, begin to lengthen the legs and unroll the spine, unfurl the arms. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. That's it. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Feet turn somewhat parallel-ish. Full breath in here. As you exhale, fold at the knees and hips as you fold forward to the top of your mat. Yeah. Check it out. So inhale, lengthen into a flat back. Exhale, zip in and up in front and back, low spine. Inhale, unfurl the arms. Exhale, hands to heart, fold forward, bend everything. There we go. Wave a little bit side to side and use that wave to take your way forward to the top of the mat, low lunge. Bending the front knee, back leg follows. Root through your fingertips, coil in and up, reach the leg back, down dog. Slide to the four corners of the palms. Inhale, bend the knees. So as we bend the knees, we stimulate inner tissues, the deep core line, inner thighs, so Y wave and everything else upward can happen. Even axial extension in your down dog. Inhale here, exhale, wave forward. Inhale, bend knees, exhale, wave forward. Inhale, bend knees, down dog, exhale, wave forward. Good, full breath in, hover knees to the earth. Exhale, chaturanga, pelvis, chest. Widen arms, fingers. Inhale, create space below to ignite. Everything above. Take a breath in. Exhale, unroll. Hands to floor, roll shoulders back. Press through the earth to your core. Inhale, create space. Y wave, exhale, lion's breath. Ha. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, left heel reaches high. Inhale, lower down the left foot. Good. So I just want to show you something. Come to the knees for a sec, just to make sure that we see these little subtleties. Instead of just reaching the leg high, or even just like that, or coming forward with straight arms, we can bend, neutralize, foundation core expression. Bend, neutralize, foundation core expression. Bend, neutralize. See how it's always a cycle that happens. So instead of moving from those straight arms, I'm a little micro-bend. So come back through to your all fours.
You try not to open the hip too much.
Yeah,
we're trying to
keeping it square.
Yeah.
Especially, right, you can do, great question, you can do down dog with the hip opener, which we will go into today if we get there. But especially if you're doing back bends, you want the hips square. Of course, hip opening does help for back bends, but we can get that in other ways. So often if I'm doing standing poses that are symmetrical as opposed to asymmetrical, I'll do the specify that the down dog with 3 legs is so the pelvis is an opening to the side, so we get that stability there from the beginning. So we seed our sequence to meet our intention. Nice. You all have nice flush cheeks. Come back into your all fours. So check already your base because we got out of it, so we turned your foundation. Anchor the toes. So again, instead of just popping up the butt, you can even do that. Pop up your butt. Come into down dog. See what it feels like. However you normally get into it. Yeah, it's like no judgment. Finding a new perspective. Bend the elbows a little bit, make sure they're not leaning out, but hug them in. This will widen the collarbone. And then you might all of a sudden feel, instead of popping up, press back and wide. Align collarbones, sits bones. Maybe the legs lengthen, but maybe they don't. Nice, everybody. Bend the knees, inhale. So move on to the other leg. Right heel to sit bone. Right heel to sky, full breath in. Exhale, find that bend in the elbows as you coil in core plank. Beautiful. Inhale, reach like a hug. Exhale, knee to elbow. Nice. Inhale, crescent, awaken. Exhale, coil in, ignite. Step that right foot forward to the top of your mat. Don't do what I just did. Right foot, good, you didn't see. Ah, sweet. Fast as light. Cling, I'm on the other side. Root through these right and left fingertips or not. If you need more height, even a block, but it's a great way to stimulate Hasta Bandha. So bending, find that release, stretch, neutralize. Exhale, ignite everything. Inhale, warm and widen. Exhale, fire it up. Inhale, exhale. Circle the arm back and down. Bend the back knee, reignite. So is too much weight and are we anticipating? Are we sitting back watching? Get present, pelvis centered between legs. Inhale, lengthen spine. So we'll unroll with hands, rooting through the earth, finding our core to our expression. Reset if we need. Inhale here, exhale, fold. Place the fingers to the floor. Inhale, lengthen spine. So you have a choice to unroll with hands or not, on thighs or not. Full breath in. Last time, exhale, fold. Back leg roots down to support the forward move of the chest. One more time, get present. Lengthen spine. Exhale. Breath supports all the core muscles, inner and outer. Inhale, in your high crescent lunge. Notice what is popping out and what is stuck. Make space. Often if we draw this right thigh going back, the hips will set, which will set the rib cage, which will set the skull. Exhale, forward fold. Open towards the windows. And notice how we started standing, what the pelvis, ribs, and head are doing. Are they moving always together? Which is totally fine. Do you need that stability? Depends what you're doing. Are you doing this kind of skandasana? Are you doing a ninja lunge? Is it more of a bijasana? Are you adding a side body? How are you filling space in and outside of your body? Come back through the center, heels turn in, so we're in a nice sumo squat. Inhale, palms press down. Exhale, root through the earth, energy rises. Whoosh, up the legs, sets fire to the grunties. Nice. From here, bring your right elbow under your left. Eagle Garudasana. So hands are not important to be bound. They might be in jazz hands, eagle arms, they might be on your shoulders. Take a breath in as you exhale, coil forward. So from here, keep pressing the arms into each other. Inhale, puff out the back body. Exhale, axial extension. Inhale, puff out the front body. So it's a real deep psoas wave. Exhale, add the lumbar as we lengthen. Deep hip opener. One more time, inhale. And shoulder, chest opener, exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, eagle wings. Turns into a phoenix, I feel. Come back the other way, left elbow on top of right. Full breath in your variation of Garudasana. Elbows in line with shoulders. Can you exhale? Keep that alignment that you've created in your upper body as you change, levels. Inhale, coil in. Exhale, pulse, deepen the groin. Inhale, activate front body. Exhale, repeat. Exhale, lengthen. Exhale. One more time. And exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Open those eagle arms. Exhale. Good, hands come to the heart, feet somewhat parallel. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, instead of folding forward, feet kind of parallel. Yeah. Instead of folding forward, right, bend the knees, soften to the earth, widen out the sits bones, find your Y wave. Good, from here, plant the hands maybe to the floor, plant the hands either on shins or plant the forearms on your thighs for a variation of Prasarita. Whichever one is good for you today, where you can access that lengthening of the spine and align pelvis, ribs, skull, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Grunti. So press into the earth so the energy rises up and out the sits bones like a Y wave. with your feet. Press into the earth with your hands and feel that energy lifting through the palms to the arms to hit the heart and brain. Take another breath in. Exhale, release it. Perfect timing for the music. Take your way forward to the top of the mat, low lunge. You can root through the fingertips. If your hands are rooted down, make sure that there's not something funky happening with the base. Coil in. Exhale, release back, down dog. Slide to the four corners of your palms now. Inner knuckles, index knuckles, and thumbs. So, variation on the vinyasa. Take a breath, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, ripple forward into your front pose. Inhale, lower the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Press the tops of the feet to the earth. Open. Inhale, up dog. Micro bend elbows. Exhale, pointed plank on knees. Inhale, upward. Exhale, pointed plank not on knees. Inhale, upward facing on knees or not. Exhale, lying knees or not. Flip your way back and up and over. Good. Pedal out the feet, lion's breath if you need. Whatever you need to recalibrate your energy, your breath. Bend the knees, inhale. Look forward a bit to the top of the mat. Draw the big toes together. And as you exhale, rocket ship. Major psoas wave. Inhale, wide wave as you bend the knees. Everything neutralizes. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, bend inner thighs on fire. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, jump the hands, feet on the outside of your hands. Malasana, inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale, meet the earth softly. Exhale, press. One more time, inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, bring the forearms to your thighs. Exhale, you'll find that extension. Full breath in, so pull the mud. Toss, fireball. Actually, I got that from the Rage Yoga girl. Inhale, come through to center. As you exhale, shoot a fireball out into the sky. And it does this. Right? Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Or whatever your fireball sounds like. Inhale here. Exhale, heel toe your feet hip width. Good. Take the elbows with your opposite hands. Bend the knees and find the breath wave here upside down. Inhale, that wave from root to heart to crown. Exhale, that wave, root to heart to crown. Bend the knees, inhale, come into a flat back. Legs might lengthen or knees might be long. Can you feel your Y wave here? If not, then micro bend the knees and the spine will lengthen because the hips will open. The side body will have more space. So we're preserving the space between pelvis, rib, skull. From here, take a breath, inhale. Return to this knee bend. Uttanasana, exhale, zip up. So the unrolling, right, isn't, as you unroll, it isn't a pressing out of your back body and tucking of the tailbone, but it's a lifting in and up of front back, partners in crime, twins, so as lumbar. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. How are you doing?
I'm feeling a bit queasy.
Okay.
It's quite warm in here.
I'll turn that off because heat is okay. They're all off.
I didn't open the door. Do you want some water? No, I'm not going to do things. Yeah, thank you.
That's like right now. Now I feel good. Interesting. Okay, so come back to the top of your mat. Take a breath in, micro bend the knees, inhale and through. As you exhale, fold forward. Take a breath in here. Exhale again. All the way down and over in a chest expansion, Uttanasana. Hands interlace, clasp. I call it a golden clasp. Full breath in here. As you exhale, release the hands to the floor. Fingertips touch the earth, shoulder width. Take 2 steps back, downward facing dog. Slide to the 4 corners of the palms, bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, lift the left heel up towards the sky. Bend the knees so the heel comes to the hip again, and then begin to circle that left knee, kind of like we did in the Ardha Chandrasana yesterday, except you're in downward facing dog. And can you find that bending of the knee, bending of the elbows to permit spaciousness within and without? Good. And then from here, let that navel open towards the left side of your mat. Maybe the heart, maybe the gaze. But keep your right heel in line with the knee and the hip. And often here we do a banana-rama with the chest. Can you zip in and up through that low front sacrum, low front spine? So your psoas wave is active and the lumbar wave is supporting also the lumbar curve. Come back through hips in line with shoulders. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the foot forward to the top of your mat. Nice, everybody. From here, again, renew. Find space. As you exhale, pivot the toes towards the sidewall. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, unroll the spine. Inhale, unfurl the arms. Bring the hands to the heart. Turn your front toes forward. Slide your back heel back. So this is the transition. This transition, I'm going to do it a couple times here and over there. From your front toes turning forward, this knee is still bent, little or a lot. So you're always navigating your space so that by the time the front toe turns forward, you slide your back heel back, radiate all the suns are lit, and your arms will lengthen. Yeah. You might try it again even on your own if you want. Coming from that neutral wide-legged stance and then turning front toes forward, slide your back heel back so your bones align themselves. So you connect with that intuitive nature of your own knowing. Take a breath in, fingertips move towards the earth. So we're doing that flying warrior. Inhale, reach fingers to sky, arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, do that same pressing forward and back that we did yesterday. Inhale again, bend the back knee, pull everything from the earth upward. Exhale, press and open into your warrior two. Good, one more time. Inhale, unfurl. Exhale, press. Bring your forearm on the thigh. Good. From here, bend the back knee as your back arm sweeps down. And then pull that arrow up from the earth. Your legs will start to lengthen. The front leg will start to lengthen. And you're uncoiling your body into Trikonasana. From the foundation to your core to your expression. Just like we did in our plank pose, reach that right arm forward. Overhead, bicep to ear, and exhale, the arm moves along the horizon. Inhale, reach the arm overhead. Exhale again. So we're taking a pattern and repeating it to warm those structures of the body. From here, circle the arm back down. So you're coming to a little broken giraffe moment. Pelvis centered between legs. As you exhale, unfurl the spine. Undo the arms, warrior two. Full breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to the earth. You'll begin to spin the navel, the heart, the back foot towards the floor. Bend the back knee, take a breath in as you exhale, step forward. Inhale, lengthen into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees as you forward fold and unroll the spine. Unfurl the arms all the way up. Exhale, come down into Utkatasana. From your Utkatasana, you can widen your feet a bit. Bring your, I want to do it the same side as you. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. Squeeze the right elbow into the right knee as you press into the left leg and lift the right leg by pressing knee or somewhere thigh into elbow. Full breath in, exhale all the way down. Other side, left elbow to left leg, full breath in, transfer weight, foundation, core, expression. Good. From here, let the knee open to the side. Yeah. Hold the knee and reach the arm out. You might stay here. You might take hold of the big toe. You might press to here. You might press a little more. You're hugging energy in. Now, be true to self. What has happened with your pelvis, ribs, skull? Are they still in mountain pose alignment? If not, draw yourself into your power here. Come back through the center, hold the shin, lower the leg with so much care. Exhale, release. Right elbow to right leg. Squeeze them into each other and lift all the way up. And then as you exhale, come into this Galavasana that we did yesterday. So root heel to hip. Slide your right hand, forearm into that groove of the arch. Now lift from psoas wave. Widen out Y wave. Support the structures of the spine as you unfurl the left arm in a little twist here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, circle the top arm, your left arm, back and down. Draw your way back up through the center. This leg, like we did yesterday, will slide back and down. Press through palms or not, coil in. Step leg back, down dog. Slide to the four corners of the palms. So we're going to move through a vinyasa in, again, another variation. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, wave forward into plank. Inhale, hover in plank. Catch your breath, wave, exhale, hover in chaturanga. Exhale, exhale takes you into your upward facing. Make sure that the gaze comes to the tip of the nose and there's space in the cervical spine. Inhale. Exhale, if you want to come by the knees, lower the knees, reach the sits bones out and wide. So no matter knees or not, you're still engaging the core the same amount. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale. Your right heel will rise to the sky. Full breath in, three-legged dog. Now let the knee bend again. As you circle the leg, you might circle it in both directions. Notice what your first action was. Outer rotation, internal rotation. Find some circles there and use the limbs in service of the spine. So you might bend arms and back knee a bit. Reach the right leg high, breath in. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose, step your right foot forward. Now you can also do it right in 2 steps. Inhale, so neutralize. Exhale, find that wave here. We often ignore this core lunge pose. It's a pose unto itself. From here, open towards Suzanne. Small bend of the knees so we can get the Y wave happening, lengthen the spine. Exhale, low front sacrum, low back sacrum. Inhale, arms rise, final expression like a point finale. Exhale, hands to heart. Turn your right toes forward. Don't anticipate where you're going yet. Suss it out, explore this journey. Slide the back leg back. Pelvis, ribs, skull. And so we can do that again even, right? So you can move anywhere once your foundation is set. Right toes turn forward so you get this in your body for you and your students. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the forearm to the thigh. Inhale, bend the back knee. As you exhale, pull the arm up. From here, inhale, bend, release that right arm, and as you exhale, unfurl back into your warrior two. So 3 times. Inhale, rise all the way up. Flying warrior. Exhale. Ignite your future. Inhale. Exhale. Burn away the past. Keep what was good. Inhale, rise, because it's not all bad, right? Exhale, fire the present moment. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Take a breath in, bend the back knee. As you exhale, right? So this transition, start lengthening the legs, making your way into your Trikonasana. Wherever it takes you in your truth, aligning pelvis, ribs, and skull. Reach the left arm forward. Exhale, circle it to the side and back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale. One more time. And exhale. Good. Neutralize. Broken giraffe. So you can find the inhale Y wave. Bending both knees. Exhale. Zipping in and up, power of the earth. Warrior two. And from here, sink into the earth, but you're still lifting. Yeah. Slide the leg back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in, draw the big toes together, bend the knees, bend the elbows, and as you exhale, lock, hop, or jump feet on the inside of your hand. Inhale, feet wide and hip width. Open into your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale, pelvis, ribs, skull fires. Inhale, unfurl the arms. Yeah. Exhale, come back into your Utkatasana. So this time your left elbow will come in line, touching your left leg. So squeeze this together. So it's helping you.
Are we doing the other side?
Yeah. Left elbow to left leg. So you're waking the inner. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, right elbow. I always do it 3 times, so it complicates obsessive compulsive people who think that it's the side. Inhale deeply here. As you exhale, root through the left foot and reach all the way up. Now we're doing the other side.
Yeah. There we go.
So, this squeezing, inner, deep core, soft tissue ignition for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana B. So, let the knee open a bit to the side so that you're in your own external rotation. This might be it. Gazes to the front of the room, maybe, or here. Or you might open towards, be hitchhiking out here on the other side. So, stay in your alignment. It changes. If the leg is long, can you micro bend the elbow that is holding the leg? So your energy is being contained as it radiates out. Bend the knee. Supporting leg can also bend. Exhale with so much grace. Inhale into your Utkatasana. Exhale, bring the left elbow to the left knee, and then come into your Galavasana. You might decide to stay here, widening out the sits bones or elbow to thigh. Again, what's happening with your core, the spinal core? Whatever you're doing, there is always the mountain pose space between those 3 spheres. So they have room to ignite, they have room to see. When you're ready, circle the top arm back and down. Bring the hands together. So your hands pressing together also assist you. Hold on to ourselves. Release the leg as you fold at the hips. So instead of this long lever swinging back, melt into the earth, slide back. Slide the other leg back, either by fingertips or 4 corners of the palms. Good. So, different kind of vinyasa today. Inhale, this variation. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, wave forward into your plank pose. So this is a chaturanga-less. Doesn't sound very good. Chaturanga-less vinyasa. From here, bend the elbows a little bit, yield. Open into upward facing dog. Feel the tops of the toenails. Take a breath in and exhale one. Inhale, open. Maybe exhale two, pointed knees. Inhale, heart opens, lumbar supports. Exhale, draw your mat towards your nose. Step your mat back. Downward facing dog, full breath in. Exhale it out. Draw the big toes together, take a walk, hop, or a jump to a seated position at the top of your mat. Have a sip of water. We're all good so far? You're moving your mat back?
Yeah. I just move it out because on this side, I really don't want my butt up Laura's nose. Yeah, depends
Ali's
on
nose.
Laura's nose. So,
It might go there again, but
my butt in the nose?
Nothing wrong with your butt.
just wanted you to have a sip of water before we go on to this next. So, we're okay? Come forward into your all fours, and we're going to experiment with a fallen triangle. Anya did it yesterday too. Just thinking, this is the side I want to go on. From your all fours, anchor these toes. So notice I'm like saying things over and over again, right? Just so that you get the ways in which we both offer these cues and style and movement into and out of and within a pose. So anchor the toes, bend the elbows, hug in and exhale. Wide wave out as heart pours forward. Inhale, bend the knees. So you're neutralizing, softening, getting present. Exhale, all of that foundation core expression happens as the left heel rises up towards the sit bone and sky. Full breath in, coil the knee to the nose or chin. Mine's actually to my chin or chest. From here, so spin on that. Actually, reach the leg all the way up. And as you exhale, lower the leg down nice and long, back into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees and come to a seated position at the top of your mat, so that you can watch and then do as I do and watch too after. Bend the knees, inhale. As you exhale, lift this leg high, coil in. You'll spin on the inner edge of your back foot. You're coming into this little moment, slide your leg. So you'll lengthen a little bit. So that was the transition I wanted you to see. You can inhale, bend here, just like we did in our triangle, and exhale. If you need a little more space, take your space. Inhale, bend, and exhale. From here, reach the arm overhead. So we've been doing this like, this is our third variation in the class. And then open, let the heart spin a little bit, right? Come to your fallen triangle. Release all the way back down. Draw your way back here. We're going to lower to the earth and come to a seated position. So this string, hold me over to here. So I'll do it. I'll say it for you guys. It's fine. Come back through into your all fours.
that is a nice transition.
So you can bring these things in your own style, in your own way, to your personal practice, and then your classes. So you practice what you teach. Always. Practice what you teach, practice what you preach. Teach what you practice.
I record that? Is that okay? Because I'm just using
Jessica Char's
watch
quote.
it again. I can't like.
Yeah, and you will get it all, but sure, you can.
I need to like move it.
I was gonna watch you guys, so I'm gonna do it and talk it. Bend the elbows, press your way back, knee bent down, dog. Align the shoulders down the spine. Neutralize, bending the knees, you're waking up the soft tissues. Exhale, soft tissues ignite, deep core. Left heel rises. As you exhale, coil the left knee in. Core plank. Turn to the inner edge of your right foot. Now bend the knee, give yourself space. You're hovering above the earth. Slide this leg forward. Inhale, soft bend. Exhale, reach and open. Then reach your right arm overhead. Press into the floor with that right foot to find an anchor for the opening of the right arm and heart. So something is always anchored in order for something else to fly. As you exhale, circle that arm back and down. Plunge your right hand to the earth. Connect with center. It's a chaturanga. Ultimately, lower down. Pull the right toes. Nice, Allie. Bend your left knee. Bend your right knee. Left knee is in an external rotation. We did this yesterday. Your right knee is bent, so your heel roots into the earth. Bring your right arm on the inside of your right leg. Just like we did standing, make that connection, right? We did, again, a krama of the elbow into the knee, into a standing variation. Same thing, but in a different position. That's what yoga does, their poses. Those dudes and dudettes, that's what they do. They take a pose, and then they'll flip it upright, upside down, side to side, inverted. So, pull that bow and arrow out of the belly, psychic knot. Take a breath in here. Root through your sits bones. Is there too much psoas wave, which is tucking your tailbone? Is there too much lumbar wave, which is arching the back body? Can you root down through the mula bandha? So the trinity, front back base, psoas lumbar, mula bandha. Bring the left hand, if you wish, behind the skull, and then you might hold on to the big toe or not, it doesn't matter. Maybe the leg lengthens a lot, maybe it doesn't at all today. If you're comfortable with the hand in the back of the skull, keep it there. If not, remove it. Let the left elbow rise and open to the sky, just like we did in our fallen triangle. Now again, come back to psoas wave, low sacrum, low spine, in and up. Low back sacrum, low front, low back spine, in and up. Is your left hip still rooted to the earth? Pelvis, ribs, skull still aligned. Take a breath in here. Exhale. Now it's like there's a magnet pulling your left sit bone down into the earth as you wave back up into a seated position. Spine, pelvis, ribs, skull. Yeah, it's like one of those, you know those dolls that has a weight on the bottom, and what are they called? You could hit it, it goes back and forward. Wigglies. So we come back up like that, going, all right. Allie. No, you're all good. I'm just like saying Allie. bring your.
I had a vision that everyone was doing like.
No, I'm just letting you know that like you have eyeballs on your back, and I see them and they're watching. So you know what's going to happen next. So from here, your right toes are going to start falling towards the floor. Your hips will start to move to the side of your mat. Your navel and heart will start to move. Your hands are shoulder width. This leg springs out, coils in. Nice, lowers to the earth. Ha. Yeah. As we say, oh so cool, SOS, it's done. Right, so we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Would you like to watch or do? You're fine. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, let the right heel rise to the sit bone and right heel to the sky. Full breath in here. Coil knee to chin. Your hands feel like they're pressing away from each other, like you're trying to tear the mat in two. Turn on the inner edge of your left foot. Draw inward, bend everything. slide this leg forward. Now, 1, 2, or 3 times, depending on how that wrist feels. Inhale, bend. Exhale, express. Play press into your edge. Do not push. Do not burn yourself out or dim your light. From here, the left arm reaches overhead, bicep to ear. Now to feel more of a stretch and a healthy optimal stretch, root your left foot down as you reach through the left fingers. Let the right heart open, center of heart opens. Ball of flame in the rib cage. Circle the top arm back and down. Draw this front leg a little more forward. Pull the heart forward using your back leg. Slide down to the earth. Pull your big toe, left big toe, peels you off the earth. Draw your right knee, leg heel towards pelvis, bend the left knee. So before doing anything, get present. Sits bones press down. Starts that chain reaction and ripple effect of root to heart to core. Bring the left arm on the inside. We'll do the wrist clear after, remind me. So you can take 3 breaths here, creating a resistance of arm to leg, leg to arm. Let the heart, lengthen. So the heart is meeting the flame below the pelvis. The skull is meeting the flame below the heart. And the skull meets the light of global consciousness. To move that duality. Once you've done about 3 breaths there, you can take the big toe or not. This might be your full expression. This elbow, just take a moment and press head to hand and head to head. It might just automatically open the elbow for you. You can lengthen a little or a lot. So you're, again, pressing into your limits. Root through the right hip, sit bone. Your right fingers might reach if that feels good. Your head might stay behind the hand. You feel things differently, so you can offer different little differences like that in your poses so that each student feels like there's a place to go. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, root through the right hip. As you come out of that side bend into this place. From here, starts a chain reaction. Take yourself forward. Now you need to press into the earth to lengthen out. You coil in stubbornly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the heels. As you exhale, take a few counts to slowly lower the knees to the earth. Bring your pelvis to the floor. To the heels. Have a little sip of water. And then from here. Sorry. Oh no, I'm so. Yes, I know it's nice. I was like, I sort of got like mesmerized. I think you should keep your mat there, Deb. Yeah. All right, so we did fallen triangle. Oh, in between. Take one hand. Place it on the forearm, top of the forearm, and then pull up on one side and down with the other. You're thinking of taking all these little wrist bones and making space. Wrist clear. Because often we'll be like, which is good for the muscles, we feel a tensile compression. And then here, we're alleviating bony compression.
I find I really suffer with this bone.
Yeah,
You know, it's not my wrists as such, it's
in the front or back, depending on how you're.
yeah.
It's really like, then think more like here, rooting down, and to get that pressure off of there, almost like this isn't even touching. You know what I mean? You don't want to put pressure on the rest, but that image of sensation of less out there. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just show you this other little transition into the rock star, which we did with Anya 2 yesterday. But it's all about leaving an impression on your body, mind, spirit, right? So you'll inhale, bend, exhale, reach. I want to do that way. Good. So inhale here, exhale, press up. Draw in. And this time, see how the earth to core, you can catch yourself. Oh yeah, there. Spin on the outer edge. Instead of coming right into it from there, come down to the earth. No. I think I'm gonna have this song. So you're gonna bend, hover, and as you exhale, all the crap, scrap, cobwebs, ignite them. Okay, now from there, this elbow, locked. Soften it a little bit. And you will move that acromion process of the shoulder around a bit so the heart can light on fire. Exhale, all the way down. Spin on your axis. Come into a pigeon pose. So, I'll walk you through it. Come to all fours. Toes, soften the elbows, exhale. Wide wave ignites. It backfires in a good way. Up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Bend the knees again, realign, get present. Exhale, left heel to sit bone, left heel to the sky. Like you've never done this before. It's your first time ever in your life, yet you carry, every time you do something, all the wisdom of every other experience you've ever had. So it's the same but new. As you exhale, coil the knee towards you into core plank. Okay, now spin on the outer edge of your right foot. Let this left knee, we did a whole bunch of hip circles in three-legged dog. Let the knee circle open as the left ball of foot drops. Yeah, outer edge of your right foot. There we go, open towards, back foot towards end. You're free. There you go. Inhale here, exhale, shave your legs. Wax those thighs. All the way up. Nice. Now, don't forget your base, everyone. Your feet, your foundation, your core to your expression. Good. Now, micro bend that right elbow. It will automatically pour your heart open. You won't have to do anything because your foundation is set and your heart opening from a stable core. Exhale, circle the arm back and down. Lower the pelvis towards the earth. Coil in and up. Lower the left knee to the floor. Your pigeon pose. Never force that knee and heel into alignment. You can widen the knee a little bit, but make sure that your knee feels happy. Check that your front foot isn't sickling, but that it might be in a floint, that Surya Pada. Same thing that the back one is doing. So root through your fingertips. Press through the earth. Inhale, open into your pigeon cobra. Exhale, pour down. Exhale, exhale, inhale, lifts you. Remember that idea or fact that you are being breathed by the universe? Well, the inhale will lift you. The exhale supports all the major, minor core muscles. Inhale will lift you, solid base. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor on your forearms. So you might take a block under the forehead or your Rudra Grunti, right? or not, but you'll reach the left arm forward. Sorry, you'll reach the right arm forward, that makes more sense, and thread your left arm under the right. Check what feels good for you, forehead on block, forehead on floor, or left temple and cheek to floor as you gaze under your right elbow, just like we did in the swaying child poses. So everything is a small wave that turns to a medium wave, that turns to a bigger wave, that dissolves back again. So the movement mimics and mirrors everything that we're doing from the very seed at the beginning to the very plant that this whole sequence will have created. Take another breath in here, and as you exhale, draw the hands back underneath you. Press through the earth and down and in and up, and you might shake out this leg, circle it again. Can you find even little figure eights with this knee? You might bring yourself into a somewhat plank pose, but you're releasing the psoas as you come forward in this manner. Good. Reach the leg high, exhale, lower it down. Bend the knees, inhale. So we're preparing for the other side. Exhale, right leg, heel reaches up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, coil it in core plank. Okay, now spin on outer edge of left foot. Bend your left knee, drop the right ball of foot to the floor behind the left leg calf. Take a breath in, hover above the earth, and as you exhale, whoosh, clean off that layer, veil of avidya. Reach the right arm overhead. If you need to regroup and return back, bend everything, and exhale, sweep it back up. Bend everything, and exhale, sweep it back up. And then play with that bending of the left elbow so that it creates an opening in the heart. And the shoulder blades, like in our cobra pose, are like a silver platter offering the heart. As you exhale, circle the top arm back and down. Coil in, knee to nose. Lower the right knee to the floor. Good. Into your pigeon. Root through the fingertips. You might even have blocks underneath your fingers, hands. Good. Back leg, your bones are aligned. Heel, knee, hip. Inhale, so a few times. Exhale. Come down to a sleeping pigeon. You'll slide your right arm underneath. So you're opening the tissues, right? The trapezius, the rhomboids, some of the lats, the serratus. You're getting all those major spinal cord muscles, abdominal cord muscles. And then check again. If your head is always forehead to the earth, what happens if you come to your cheek? Where does the distribution of weight go in the pelvis as the fingertips root down of the left hand or the palm roots down? How can you keep even here the alignment of your pelvis, ribs, and skull? Can you press into the earth a little bit with that right arm, making some resistance to find a different kind of compression or tension? Again, staying, not pushing out of your boundary and blasting anything out, right? But staying within your, it's not limitations, but it's your full expression. So you press gently into the outer world. And then slowly slide that right hand back. I always tend to anchor the back toes, and even from here, I will take a bend of the elbows again, so you're always getting present all the time. It's not exhausting, it can be illuminating, right? It's like, hello, this is the life now. Micro bend the elbows, pressing it up. Step your way back. Luxurious downward facing dog. You can reach that right leg up again and circle a little or a lot. You always do the figure eight in one direction, like there's a piece of chalk on your knee and you're drawing something there. The legs hanging from the body, from the psoas. Reach the way up, come all the way back down. So from here, bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, way forward into plank. Inhale, lower the knees. So kind of to like wipe the slate clean. A little vinyasa, lower down. Release the arms, take a breath in widely. Exhale. Root to rise. Inhale. Hands beside the ribs, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, press up. Like that. Child's pose. Slide the arms, if you wish, behind you so your shoulders rest on your knees. Or you might slide the hands, get cozy, slide the hands inside the legs. Oops!
Smash. I never did that.
You can bring a block under the forehead. Again, have the sensation of your body from the inside out. That's why I love visualizations, especially with those grunties. Imagine the sphere in the pelvic bowl. Just lighting up from the inside out, a sphere of the rib cage. Illuminating from the inside out, sphere in the skull, shining. That light is so bright it shines out the eyeballs, ears, and mouth. The light in the rib cage shines out all the Venetian blinds of the ribs. And the pelvic bowl, wow, the light shines out the navel and the other two holes at the bottom. I think there's 3. But allow the light to really permeate the cells and shine outward. So you exhale, slowly unroll the spine and come back up to a seated position. Slide the legs out in front of you. You're cooling down. Lengthen out your, I changed sides and changed my legs. Left leg bent, right leg long. So right, we're often like, okay, twist. Press through the earth with the sits bones. Find your lifting in and up of low front sacrum, low front spine. Lifting in and up of low back sacrum, low back spine. Axial extension. You're refined. You're grounded. Even this heel. So press the hands into the your left shin. So we kind of did that standing up too on one leg, right? So again, we're mimicking everything we did previously. Take a breath in here as you exhale. Open, unfurl from your shoulder blade to your elbow to your fingers. Inhale, taking all of that behind you. Bring it forward. Exhale, unroll. And open. Inhale, you're like, come on, everybody. Everything that from the past you missed out on, bring it into your heart. Live it now in the present and open one more time. Open that back arm. You can bring your left hand to the floor behind you. You might place it on a block or your fingertips. Now it depends, right? A pose looks different. The same pose looks different on every body. Everybody. Your arm might be longer in relation to the spine. The spine might be longer in relation to the arm. This right hand is resisting towards the outer left leg. The left leg is pressing into the right hand. So you're getting a deepening of the thigh bone into the hip socket. And then inhale, simply come back through to center. Good. As you exhale, so you will open a little, so I'm diagonal, into a mermaid. So windshield wiper the legs. Shift how you need your pelvis. Just allow this to take you from side to side. You'll come back through to your center, and then you'll change sides. So right knee bends, left leg is long. It might be bent too, right? If that supports the three grunties, the three suns, the pelvis, rib, skull. So renew your connection to present, neutralize, inhale. Y wave, grounding wave, so as lumbar. Take a breath in, axial, express, exhale. After that giving, inhale, take it back in. And then you're renewing again, neutralize, foundation, core, expression. Lighting up one sun after the next. Inhale, coming back. Exhale. And then when you're ready, place that right hand behind you. It does not have to be at the center of your pelvis. It doesn't have to be on the outside of your pelvis. You're trying to just align your arm bones. Go in the spot that is optimal for you to keep your spine in its mountain pose. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, release back to center. Widen the legs a bit, and allow this washing side to side. Notice you're spinning on the inner and outer foot. There's a lot happening also on the inner, on the thigh, right? The femur head is also moving inside the hip socket. So you can think of moving from your bones. You can think of moving from your muscles. Will create a different sensation depending on your intention. And then come back through the center, shake out the legs. We'll do a nice forward fold to calm the nervous system. Inhale, nice and long. Sometimes I'll bring my fingers to the floor. Inhale again, nice and long. As you exhale, walk back to a point that feels like you're pressing into your limits. Inhale again. Exhale, walk it back. Your knees might stay really bent. We want to always have space for expression. Otherwise we get locked. Our grunties get more knotted, like a box of shoelaces. Find this breath wave, the wave, root, heart, crown, root, heart, crown. And then you might stay here. Knees might be bent. You might hold on to the big toes, elbows widen. You might hold on to the outer feet. You might clasp opposite feet with hands. Some people like that. In this forward fold. Notice if the knees are soft, if the arms are soft. Notice what's happening in your muscle tissues. Press the heels into the earth. Can you think of sort of tilting the pelvis a little bit forward? Top of the pelvis moves forward, so the sits bones widen back, and then automatically it creates that wave and ripple effect from pelvis to heart to skull. And keep renewing that, reliving that, so it's always fresh and alive. It might not be perceptible to the outside eye, the wave, but you feel it. So your life force is always circulating, never becomes stagnant. We might fall into the dark for a few moments, but then the light shines again. Darkness is different than rest. Rest is different than darkness. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, release. Stretch and slowly unroll the spine. And then you'll unroll down to the back. Let the pelvis just rest. So you're coming into constructive rest pose. End of class. So knees bent, feet hip width. And your hands, arms could be on either side of the torso, palms to the ceiling or palms to the floor. Connect with the weight of your thigh bones so that the thigh bones release to gravity, so that the pelvis can sense its space where it is in gravity, and the psoas can release, lengthen, and tone. If the legs fall out, notice that. If the legs knock in, notice that. It's either where we're tighter or less tight on the inner or outer body. Allow there to be a little space, curve at the cervical spine between the mat and the back of your neck. Notice your eyeballs. If your eyes are open or closed, even if they're closed, are they looking down? Where is your inner gaze, even when the eyes are shut? Can you allow your eyeballs, whether you choose eyes open or closed, to gaze towards the ceiling? As your eyeballs gaze towards the ceiling, your body will connect with gravity, and the psoas will know where it's supposed to go and what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to be to live in its most optimal state, to assist the spine. Bring your attention again deep within to those balls of energy in the pelvis, ribs, skull. Be aware of any images that surface, or colors that surface, emotions that surface. As you move from the root, Brahma Granthi, to the heart, Vishnu Granthi, from the heart to the brain, Rudra Granthi. In this kind of Shavasana, somewhat dream state, relaxation state. Allow yourself to receive the gifts of the unconscious as the movement unravels knots, tension, sadness, experience, trauma. Also beauty, love, fierce love, bold love. Notice if you feel one body part or limb more than the other. So there's always the gross sensation and subtle sensation. All those facets are part of self. If we have enough courage to embrace and love all those aspects of self that we don't really like, that is where transformation can happen. If we can befriend all our little demons, can turn them to angels working with us. Deep breath in of warmth and light and love. Exhale anything out. Stretch out the legs, stretch out the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, flex the feet. Exhale, point the toes, one lion's breath. Oil your way back to a constructive rest, or however you wish to turn over into a fetal position. Like we did yesterday, you can rest your head on your arm, and rock yourself Rocking the pelvis a little bit forward and back, moving from the bones to release any inner holding. It's like you're being cradled. Rocking yourself into the light. The rocking gently subside. Eyes open, see the floor or the person in front of you. Feel the texture of the air on your skin, the sounds in the room, the sounds outside of the room. Connecting your internal environment with the external environment. And slowly bring your way up to a seated position at the top of your mat. Find a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to the belly, or the heart, or the brain. Whichever grunty you feel is more powerful, whichever grunty you feel needs more light, your choice. And take a silent Om to self. Full breath in. Eyes open. Namaste. Thank you all for your sharing.
Thank you.
Is everyone feeling okay? Good.